meanwhile, if it's corrected, I would request Dr. Biswajit Saha to please deliver his inaugural address on the national education policy, its impact on school education. Dr. Biswajit.
Yeah, thank you. I think after hearing Sri Sharup sir, everything is clear to us. And sir is a thought leader for all of us, and we are also feeling lucky to work with him. Respected Director in Charge, Dr. Sridhar Srivastav, NCRT, and all the eminent dignitaries present here. First of all, let me convey my sincere thanks to APAC News Network for inviting me here. At the same time, my heartiest thanks and compliment to Government of Telangana for organizing such event, and that too also school higher together. This forum is coming up with so many vision. Now, as far as national education policy is concerned, and if we look back to our earlier policy too, so of course there is a lot of innovations, lot of vision statement, and some of them are rightly highlighted by Anil sir. Here, with respect to Central Board of Secondary Education's perspectives, we are also being assigned with so many activities, and in terms of the roadmap created by Ministry of Education, we are actively working with NCRT and other state machineries so that things what has been visualized and rather for a country to come up to that stage, I think first and foremost requirement here in terms of policy, let me also tell the first and foremost one is the competency-based educations, the promoting competency-based educations in the classroom, be it in the school sector and in the higher education space. Mapping the curriculum with that directions, I think the bigger role is being played by NCRT to frame the national curriculum framework, and that is going to translate the actual requirement to implementation's roadmap for of the policy in school sector. Similar initiative is also there in the higher education. Now, my submission to this August gathering is not too much on that policy, because policy somewhere we have already translated and many kind of interpretation is there in the market, and gradually we are supposed to work upon, and here Government of Telangana and Union Ministry, that close coherence is definitely required. My submission here is with respect to the model which has been evolved over a period of time. The first model is Johor Navodaya Vidyalaya, and the second one is Kendriya Vidyalaya. So despite of all criticisms, all kind of hits, whatever we are receiving from the other side of the coin, many a time that government systems are critically analyzed by the public and other stakeholders. So my submission here is, can we replicate this kind of model in the state? I think that first and foremost requirement is to focus upon on those areas, and government can do it, and that is already been proven by these two group of institutes. Now, at every district, besides Navodaya Vidyalaya, can state come up? Already state-run several schools are there. But if we can identify both residential model as well as non-residential model, I think there could be effective outcomes over a period of time. The second agenda, what I like to highlight here, how we can integrate. Sir has talked about that the different kind of mechanisms and fraudulent practices by B.Ed colleges. But here I like to put in another way, that whichever the B.Ed college or universities offering education's program, are effectively proven to be a good one, can school and those university and B.Ed colleges or DLED colleges can be integrated with 5 schools in the neighborhood only for the purpose of practice teachings. 1 week or maybe 1 month are being utilized. My submission is, can it be possible by the stakeholder, and especially both from the side of the school leader as well as from the side of university and B.Ed college institutes, and especially even that they are, I think, Central Institute of Educations under NCERT can play a leadership role to integrate this kind of institutes with the school. Then the real hospital model in the school ecosystems can come up, and whatever policy directives are there towards teachers' capability development. Here, all those ongoing students in the B.Ed or M.Ed program, they can be assigned a periodic project in the schools, not only 1 week showcase teaching. What would be the outcomes? First of all, most of the, whether it is in the government sectors or in the private sector, other than 5 to 10% schools, most of the schools are facing teachers' crisis. Now, to bridge their requirement and to address the inclusivity in the school ecosystems, I believe those students who are undergoing this B.Ed and M.Ed program, they can be a very helpful in running day-to-day activities in the school premises, both as a practice teaching assistant and also catering the requirement of a huge requirement of the classroom. And these things are in practice in many countries. We have that facility. Only thing is that without putting that bureaucratic or political rigidity in between, let us open the door for them. Third agenda with respect to innovation and imagination. A lot of our school leader and thought leader can highlight different mechanisms and problems. But what would be the solutions? Now, of course, that ATL mission is somewhere trying to capture the different kind of requirement. But first of all, we need to understand the basic requirement of student. So far, it is a teacher-led education programs in different forums we listen. But when it would be a student-led vision and our mission, I think policy is actually trying to capture this agenda. And here, we need to understand how students learn. So all the higher educational institute, not only those who are offering the B.Ed or M.Ed program, I think that peer research or a kind of, I'm not stretching on the policy, rather that research dynamics in university educations need to be evolved, connecting with the school so that how students learn that, and that too also context sensitive in a village in Telangana or a village in Kerala or in metros Hyderabad or Delhi, that variation is enormous. Now, one way we are talking about the teacher's autonomy, other way, stringent structural phenomena is actually disturbing their thought process, and more focus is there on syllabus coverage and preparing them for the board assessment. I think the objective of education is not with respect to the percentage of marks, what we critically analyze. And again, the policy has come up with the agenda of that higher educational institute, how they are going to govern the admission. There, curricular, co-curricular, there would be no separate distinctions, and aptitude test is also very much there. Now, these things need to be balanced upon. The policy talks about multidisciplinary approach in education. Now, let me put a simple questions. In every forum, I try to put that questions. I think NCF need to address these questions in a way. Suppose a student opt physics, history, and chemistry and political science, whether that particular student would be allowed to undergo physics honors at university systems because he has not opted maths, or even some case not chemistry. So these things need to be properly analyzed. So while framing the NCF, both for school educations and higher education, I think we need to come up at the same plane so that whatever multidisciplinary approach are being focused at policy in real times, it should not be a failure approach. Rather, with an enormous positivity, we should come out with a strategy and how school at Delhi and how school at Kerala can think in that line.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fine. So that way we can work upon, and of course the platform is open, and for the purpose of school innovations. Again, we are requesting this August gathering to visit our schools and suggest us these are the way we can implement the policy in true spirit. Thank you very much.